Leicester, playing at home, playing for top spot.
Yeah, not intentional, bringing the red down the table, but I think he's covered it, so he's actually left Woollaston in a little bit of bother. Could only play a nothing shot, really, and may find himself behind the black next visit.
Only met each other once before in the Championship League, and even then that was the invitational version, 2016. Selby won 3-0. As for their official head-to-head outside of the Championship League, it's 3-1 to Selby. Woollaston's win came very dramatically, 4-3 in the last 64 of the 2018 English Open on the black.
Oh, that's not a good shot, though. I think he's left this red into the middle pocket. Only issue, can he get out onto a colour? What's the angle like? Yeah, dead straight, so all he could do was run through. I think this first frame fill is going to be very important. If Ben was to win it, force Mark's hand to have to win the remaining 3 frames. First chance to Selby, probably just done off the side cushion for the red just above the pink.
Nine.
And needs to think about making something happen after this shot. Possibly run through for the black or screw back for the blue, but leave an angle to disturb some reds.
Ten.
Now then, full ball into the pink. I don't think he has to hit it too hard. Catch it full. Doesn't want to slip off and going off. Yeah, and he has slipped off. He's just caught it lightly to the right, and
15.
he's ended up in no man's land and not really broke the reds up either.
Don't know whether it's been a conscious decision from Mark Selby,
15.
but he's played quicker than normal today. 19.8 seconds his average shot time against James Cahill, first time out, and then just over 20 seconds per shot against Zhang Jiankang in his next match.
Foul for Mark Selby.
Yeah, he's been fairly fluent today's Mark. It's good to see. Nice and relaxed. I think he's enjoyed being back out there. Early test of cue in this one, though. Oh, it was close, but not close enough, and that certainly opened up all the reds.
Yeah, with his average shot time, now that was a prime example. He's been giving every attention to shots. It's just that his selection process has been swifter. So when he's down on the shot, he's exactly the same as normal.
Yeah, good point. He's been making his mind at what shot he's going to play and not overthinking it, just getting down and playing it like he would in practice. Not letting the pressure of the situation dictate how he thinks or how he feels. Ben would love to go for this red and just try and screw off. It's dangerous, but could reap the reward if he gets it. He's trying to talk himself into it, you see. He probably knows it's the shot. He's probably definitely the shot he'd play if he was practicing. Yeah, and then just seemed to change his mind at the last minute and go for a completely different one, which he's missed by a distance and left mark in.
And one common theme of Selby's wins over Woollaston in the past, he's always scored heavily against Ben. In their first meeting as pros in the Masters qualifying event in 2006, Selby made a 1-2-7, 1-5-3. Much more recently, 2018 China Open, last 32, Selby won 6-3. Made a couple of 135s in that. And then in the 2019 International Championship, again last 32. Again it was 6-3. And he made a 1-2-7, a 1-0-3 and 4 other half centuries.
7.
Yeah, maybe it's just that they've probably
8.
grown up playing each other. Mark knows he's got the edge. Just feels nice and relaxed out there.
Thirteen.
Pink and black tied up here, but still a decent enough chance. Already 36 points in front.
$14.
A little bit loose though. Got closer to the cushion than he would have liked. Can really drop this blue in. Ooh, almost missed it.
$19.
We've seen a lot of harsh jaws in that middle pocket where they hit and refuse to drop.
$20.
Yeah, landed in a nice position though to just pop that and make the cannon and leave himself on the pink in the opposite centre. Just one good shot here away from making this a frame winner.
I know, Peter, it's very early days in the season, but he's
26.
looked good today, I think.
Yeah, he has, and I think the good thing is, for the Mark Selby fans and for Mark himself, is he's looked relaxed. He's looked like he's enjoyed being at the event. You know, he's been happy and cheerful in the players' room. And that's a good sign for snooker. I think everybody wants to see a fully fit Mark Selby back, challenging for titles, challenging these top players O'Sullivan, Trump, Neil.
27.
I was thinking, you know, we've got the World Mixed Doubles on ITV in September, just before the British Open, the weekend before the British Open at Milton Keynes. The 4 male participants will be Selby, Robertson, Trump and O'Sullivan.
32.
And maybe Selby would be the ideal partner.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting event, that. Let's see how it goes. See how they gel with the women players.
33.
I think the last time the World Mixed Doubles was televised, it's on the old Screen Sport. That's how long ago it was. It was in Hamburg. Had the pleasure of being there to do the commentary. Steve Davis and Alison Fisher won it.
The nugget.
And it was Fisher who made the decisive break in the clinching frame.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what the women think and see who they'd like to be their partner, see what sort of style of play they think would
38.
best suit their game. Oh, wow.
Mark
Didn't see that
Selby,
coming.
38.
Absolutely not. 6 reds left on the table, 75 points there. So Selby hasn't done enough yet, far from it.
Can Ben get out for the pink in the opposite centre pocket if he pots this red? What's the angle like? Not blessed with cue power, so doesn't really want to have to screw back for the blue.
One.
Yeah, he's played that nicely. Just a little stun off the pink now for the red. Just up and to the left of the black. What a turning point this could be. Ben would be a massive favourite if he could somehow clear these. Well, what about this shot, Phil?
We've been playing on these Rassons now for 8 days. You notice certain characteristics
8.
after that time. And one thing you saw there, the black hit the top cushion well before the pocket. Now on the star tables, that might not drop.
9.
But on these, if you play at relatively quiet pace across the top cushion, the pocket does accommodate. If you hit them at speed, you've got no chance.
Well, I think we've got a new favourite for the frame. I think it's Ben's to lose now.
Fourteen.
Gotta make sure he gets a nice angle on his next colour.
15.
And it looks pretty good. Yes or no, Phil, the clearance?
It's a really tough call. I'm saying no.
I'm going to say yes. I think he's
20.
going to do it.
$21.
Because going back to that English Open when they played, I'm almost certain that Woollaston pulled off a tremendous clearance to win the last frame that you said he on the black.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Just there's so much riding on this frame. I'm expecting some kind of blip.
28. $29. 36.
Yeah, that black along the rail, the very first black. Tremendous shot.
37.
It was, although one has to say, as we saw on the replay, it did hit the top cushion well before the pocket. So, colours on their spots.
42.
Woollaston needs them all. What an opportunity.
44. $47.
Wow. It's all about this shot. He doesn't go too far for the blue. I think it's in the bag.
$51.
I think you're going to be proved right, Peter. No blip yet.
Hang on. Is it getting there?
56.
Oh, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
$62.
What a
69.
frame.
The first frame. Ben
What a
Woollaston.
clearance. Mark Selby, 61 ahead. Undercut a red to a top corner pocket. Woollaston in with a 69 clearance to win it on the black. He leads 1-0. He needs just one more frame to top the group.
The Conceded champion of champions.
He looked like he had it won. He looked like he'd lost it.
You can't say that's the killer blow. Well, you can say it was a hammer blow.
Two devastating breaks. He's on the brink.
101 for O'Sullivan. He's got a frame on the board. He looked mighty good in doing it.
What a way to open your account for the season. I get the feeling it will not be his last trophy this campaign.
Ben Woollaston, the architect of a magnificent 69 clearance, has snatched the first frame on the black. Now, bear in mind, for him, a draw
Ben Woollaston
is good enough
again.
here. So Mark Selby, in order to top the group, has to win the next 3 frames. By the way, I'm not breaking my promise about keeping you up to date with what's happening on table 2. The second frame over there, in the second match of the evening, by the way, between Andrew Higginson and Lucas Clerkers, is a proper marathon. They've been on the blue seemingly forever. Now, Peter.
1.
Great opening pot there as the cue ball just runs on agonisingly too far. Any other player who'd lost the frame in those circumstances, you'd say, don't fancy him to win this 3-1, but Selby is cut from a different cloth.
Yeah, 100%. He's the only player now there where you think
Green ball.
he's probably still the favourite to win this match. The ability to just put that stuff out of his mind is absolutely frightening.
Mark Selby, 1.
That was a superb clearance. A good safety shot from Ben Woollaston. He has left a shot I read down the side cushion, but well, this is very difficult. This could double kiss if he doesn't get the pot. Could go anywhere. And it's gone over the middle pocket. So first chance for Woollaston in frame 2.
One of those players, Peter, who makes a very regular habit of winning his first match at least in pretty much everything.
1.
This isn't winning your first match. It's better than that. You jump from being in the last 128 of a ranking event into the last 32 in one fell swoop if you can win a group.
Yeah, he's a very consistent performer. Is Ben. Doesn't really lose to people
8.
below him in the rankings. Got to find some way of cracking, being the ones above him on a more consistent basis.
9.
That's a nice little shot. Open another couple of reds up. Flicked off, still held for the black.
$16.
Scored nicely in his first match today, beat Zhang Jiankang 3-0, made breaks of 50, 49 and 67.
$17.
And he clinched his 3-0 win over James Cahill with a 91 break in the third, albeit greatly assisted by a simply outlandish fluke. The very first ball.
$22.
No Cliff Thorburn back in '83 though.
Yeah, never has a fluke led to so much. Because the thing is, with that, yeah, people have made 147s at the Crucible since, plenty of them. But he's always the first.
Ben Woollaston, 22.
Had a great experience, you know, Cliff. He went to the Olympic Stadium in Montreal to see the Montreal Expos play baseball, and on the big screen there, you can imagine how big a screen it was as well. They played the last 4 pots of his 147, and when the black went in, of course, all the crowd cheered.
That's a brilliant story. Saw him recently. We were at the World Seniors, and he came over and announced his retirement, played his last ever match.
Yeah, sad about that. Andrew Higginson, not sad. He just won the second frame on the pink against Lucas Kleckers. A true marathon, that frame. So Higginson leads 2-0. If he can win 3-0 and make a big break in the third frame, he'd still squeeze in and win the group. So stuff against him. He's not favourite by any means, but if he could make a really big break there, who knows?
It's a nice safety shot from Selby. Not sure if Ben can just drop the white onto this black cushion and leave everything safe. Difficult to tell, but it's possibly his only option. Either that or try and pot his way out of trouble. Safety shot. May look to catch this red a little bit thick off the side cushion and try and get in behind yellow and brown again. Pretty good line. Now can Ben catch this red thin enough to go back down the table himself? Got to be wafer thin. Ah, great shot.
Selby taps the table because that's the kind of shot he's renowned for.
Now he could possibly pot this red. If he catches this first red too thick, could end up potting it, but he could also end up, if he does try that, going in off in the opposite corner. Got to be really careful though, because he doesn't want to just push the red over the pocket. And there you go. Got the plan.
One.
Good spot, good call, and from Selby, well executed. Doesn't seem fair really, because Woollaston played such a good safety.
These need cueing well. Shot the professionals all practice. That long blue into the two baulk pockets, the recovery
6.
pot.
Seven.
Well, this isn't a gimme, this is a tester. has he gone just slightly too far to be able to get back on the black?
14.
Just
15.
enough. I would love to just catch the outside red full ball of those two directly up from the black.
You can always tell in that situation
22.
whether a player is okay by their body
Touching
language.
ball.
It's a touching ball on one red, but I think he can get through to the other. He said would be bowed now in exasperation if he couldn't.
Yeah, the only trouble is the black spot blocked into the left-hand corner, so he's going to have to leave himself the blue from further away. Can't really risk trying to power this into the pocket. Well, although he did risk that, and
23.
I'm afraid it's gone wrong.
Mark Selby, 23.
There's no greater layer or escaper from snookers, I think, than Selby. He just sees the shots. Obviously other players do as well, but tactically, he's so astute, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's more the ability, because obviously he was disappointed at where he'd finished after the cannon and then the pot red in the middle, but the ability to just put that out of your mind and then just play a really good shot as if nothing's happened and you expected to finish there in the first place, it's
Foul.
tremendous, it's frightening.
And a miss. 4. Mark Selby.
This is a simplistic take on it, but it's essentially, I can't do anything about the past,
Okay.
but I can do something about
Yeah.
the present and the future.
You won't be there.
I think that needs to go a little bit further forward myself, but
Similar though.
looks like he can clip these reds now.
Little touch. Yeah. Not that much more, isn't it? Yeah, Mark. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's just what he didn't want to do, anything but full ball. This is a gift.
One. Six. Seven.
With the brown and the green being off their spots, there's a vast expanse for Selby to come in and out of balk.
Yeah, and it probably will be just in and out of ball, play for the red, closest to the green pocket. Well, that does surprise me, because I don't think
12.
the outside of those two reds potted anyway, so he had to be really precise playing for the one down the table. It seems such a straightforward shot to just go on and off the baulk cushion for the one near the green pocket. Buy himself one more shot off the brown to go down the other side of the table. And now he's having to take this red from much further away, and now a much more difficult shot. But again,
13.
just put the disappointment out of your mind and play the shot as if that's where you meant to leave it in the first place, and no problem.
He just doesn't dwell.
Nineteen.
That kiss just gone a little more awkward than he would have hoped. Be okay. Can he just stun across the pink? Take it into the opposite middle.
20.
He's having to work hard for these points. All because he didn't really get the angle ever to get that red away from the black.
$26.
32 in front. So we'll need red, colour red.
27.
Just got to be careful when he stuns down the table. Doesn't kiss the red that's on the black cushion, coming back out again for the other one. And in doing that, he's come a little bit wider than he would have hoped. And now he has left this red missable, although I do fancy him to get it. Not a certainty.
It was missing a red
33.
into that pocket, leading by 61 in the first frame that cost Selby dear, but no mistake there.
$40.
Yeah, so game well and truly still on. $41.
And if Selby can win the next frame also,
48.
that's the ideal scenario, that the group comes down to the final frame of the day.
50.
Yeah, that's what we're all hoping for.
Not all. Ben isn't.
Yeah, everyone is outside the Woollaston family.
Mark Selby, 50. Frame conceded, second frame.
Selby's
Mark
made plenty of
Selby.
half centuries today, and there's another one to the collection. Exactly 50, and with that, the former world champion and former world number one equalises. match that is living up to expectations. If you're just joining us, it is Mark Selby against Ben Woollaston to determine who wins Group 3 in the Bet Victor Championship League and goes into the second phase of groups at the end of the month. Although both of them started the match on 6 points with 2 wins out of 2, Woollaston had the edge because he had the better frame difference by a single frame, and so consequently a draw for him would be enough. Now what a finish this is from Andrew Higginson. He's going to defeat Lucas Kleckers on table 2 by 3 frames to 0, so he goes to 5 points. And of course, if Joe Perry and Elliot Slesser draw their last match, they finish on 5 points as well. Higginson needed a big break to try and eclipse that of Perry, but the break isn't going to be big enough.
A chance at this long red for Mark, done across, the black in the same pocket. Oh, lovely cueing.
1.
Didn't overhit it. Just cued it really nicely. Totally perfect on the black.
Eight. 9.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Peter, when you said that the one word to describe him today has been relaxed. He really has been. The way he's cueing is even relaxed.
Yeah, it's great to see. I'm a big fan of Mark. Such a good lad.
16.
Off the table. Fantastic player. On the table.
17.
Yeah, so nice away from the table, but like he just turns into a different
24.
animal when he gets on it. So tough.
$25.
Captured 20 ranking titles. The first of them, the 2008 Welsh Open, when he came back from within a frame of defeat to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 9-8 in a memorable final. Not within a frame of defeat here, but he is within a frame of elimination. Always had tremendous brinkmanship.
$33.
Yeah, and I think if he hadn't have been, probably would have kept the maximum attempt alive, but he wants to win this match. He wants to qualify for the next stage. Get back in the winner's circle. Seems astonishing that he didn't win a title last season.
38.
Yeah, didn't qualify for the Tour Championship even, which is open to the 8 top ranking points earners from the campaign.
39.
Very notable absentee there, and of course, as it stands, because he didn't win a title last season, he will be a notable absentee from the Champion of Champions. But he's still got time to put that to rights, and maybe this tournament will do it for him. But he has to win this frame and the next. to keep his hopes
44.
alive.
Well, if anyone can do it, he can. He's going along nicely here.
$45.
I wonder what he's like at home, Phil, when they're playing board games with the family. I wonder if he's just hammers his daughter into the ground at Connect 4. Who needs that to pull up?
50.
Yeah, I think it's end of break. I think he'll just take his medicine. It's another 50 break. Run off the reds down the table. Try and get him in behind the brown. Yeah, any young player out there
Mark Selby,
watching,
50.
you could learn a lot by watching Mark Selby. There's no arms in the air, rolling of the eyes. It's just get down, play your shot. It hasn't worked out. Play another shot.
By the way, just to dot the I's and cross the T's, Andrew Higginson, of course, did beat Lucas Kleckers 3-0. His break in that final frame was 95. So he's had 1 win, 2 draws. He's gone to 5 points. But the group decider will be the match that's coming up next. Joe Perry against Elliot Slesser. Perry just needs a draw because he's got a superior frames difference. If Perry were to draw, his frames won lost record would be 7 frames won, 4 lost, 5 points, exactly the same as Andrew Higginson. But they drew their match 2-2, so then it goes on breaks and Perry has made 117. So that could be the decisive factor. As for Slesser, well, if he wins against Perry, he goes to 7 points, and all of that complexity goes out the window.
Yeah, just shows you though how tough Q School is now. Look at some of the list of players that didn't get through it this year. Andrew Higginson, Kurt Mafflin, Michael Holt, Sonny Akane, Martin O'Donnell. Tremendous, the list goes on.
I think this year was the toughest ever Q School, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's going to start getting tougher every year. The standard on the main tour is so good that the players that are falling off are going to get better and better. Good shot from Ben Woollaston. He's got Mark Selby in spot of bother here. Doesn't want to just drop the white onto the black cushion because there's definitely reds into the middle pocket. And if he plays safe off these, he's got to make sure he gets that white as close as he possibly can to the baulk cushion. And was it ever in any danger? Now, Ben Woollaston faced with the same problem. And an even worse problem, trailing by 50 points. Can't afford to leave a chance now. He's looking to just leave the white in this bottom left-hand corner near the black pocket, but he's got to get the white far enough across so he doesn't leave a cut into the middle pocket on the red closest to the blue. Which he hasn't done, but he has put a red down the table. Take that shot out of the equation, I think. That's a clever shot from Mark, putting a red onto the side cushion whilst playing safe. Also hasn't left the cross double safety from where he's put the cue ball. There's no chance of Ben moving that red. Not to judge this well, missed the black, missed the bump of the middle pocket and go back down the table somewhere where it is now. In fact, he's pulled the plan out.
1.
If there's enough room here between brown and ball cushion to nestle in behind the brown, it could be a really evil snooker, this.
Yeah, easy to slip past this one.
Ben Woollaston, 1.
Yeah, I think the brown was just slightly too close to the cushion, wasn't it? But nevertheless, trouble again for Selby.
Yeah, big trouble. I think he can only really look to hit one ball, and that's the red on the right-hand side of the table. And there he's just having a look. He's thinking, can I come off the black cushion, clip the red really thin and send the white back down the table? May find he misses this altogether first time. What he doesn't want to do is catch the red too thick, because that'll just stop the white more or less stone dead. Yeah, just caught it a fraction too thick, which has still allowed it to go down the table, but is it a chance?
Well, Sean Murphy was telling us when he was in commentary last week that every practice session Mark Selby does, he beforehand has half an hour just getting out of snookers. Sets them up, and that's why he's so efficient. Didn't quite hit that one on the nose, as Peter said, but clearly it was good enough.
Yeah, still on the back foot, but at least he bought himself one more shot at least. Ben keeping the pressure on.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
No, what was the shot here? Can't really play the white down the table. Leave it on the black cushion. Can he get thin enough off the right hand side of the red to run side cushion, black cushion and down the table? Well, he can. He's pushed the red towards the corner pocket though. There's definitely a chance, and it looks like Ben could possibly get through the gap of the reds and pink. Come out for a colour.
Yeah, and comfortable cueing, mind you, with the cue ball so close to the pocket. Oh, it's worked out a treat.
1.
Well. What a result that is for Ben Woollaston.
8.
Yeah, Ben looking at the table there like the table's done something. I think Ben's just hit that one too hard. Bit of adrenaline, making sure he got round the angles, but I think that's just a poor shot. Had a massive margin of error with the 5 reds in the open. He still should pot this, but not a certainty.
Nine.
Could be okay though now, just drop this in. Probably use the red just above it to hold the white if you can't screw through the gap.
You might be able to hear balls
16.
clunking and clicking and being potted. That's on table 2 where the group decider in group 23 has begun.
17.
Slesser and Perry going head to head.
Slightly more difficult this clearance than the first one, but it's still a chance. Only the one awkward red and the brown.
24.
You will need the blue though, so you will need to get from brown to blue regardless of what colours he takes. Trailing by 25.
$25. $30.
Well, given the circumstances and what's at stake, one clearance, the one in the opening frame, was good enough. 2 would be a massive confidence
31.
boost for Woollaston going forward.
$37. $38.
Now, what's the angle like? Can he just stun down for the red into the same pocket? Well, in fact, he's gone to move it and he could not have played that any better.
45.
So we'll need the blue. Brown to blue is the only way it can probably go wrong now. That's Selby's only hope.
46. $51. $53.
Yeah, and he's not come far enough, I don't think. He's going to have to play this with a lot of left-hand side to try and check the ball in behind the brown. And doesn't want to come too straight on it.
56.
Well, then this is basically match ball.
Yes, it's a tough pot, but the abundant angle he's got on the brown means, yeah, as Peter said, if this goes in, he'll be thinking about the next group.
$60.
And in it goes.
Well, earlier today I said Big Ben strikes again. And that applies here.
71.
Not one, but two scintillating clearances from
78. I'm free.
Ben Woollaston. Terrific. Okay. Off the opening red, he did have a lot of luck dropping on the black, but boy, did he take them well. The clearance in the third frame was even better than the first for me, and now he's guaranteed at least a draw, and that means he will be the table topper come the end of the evening.
The Conceded champion of champions.
He looked like he had it won. He looked like he'd lost it.
You can't say that's the killer blow. Well, you can say it was a hammer blow.
Two devastating breaks. He's on the brink.
101 for O'Sullivan. He's got a frame on the board. He looked mighty good in doing it.
What a way to open your account for the season. I get the feeling it will not be his last trophy this campaign.
How sweet it is for Ben Woollaston. I'm sure Mark Selby sitting there, he can't quite believe it. First frame he was 61-0 ahead and lost it. That frame he was 50 in front and lost it. Woollaston just needing one visit to erase both deficits. Come out smelling of roses.
I've got a feeling this frame won't last very long, Phil.
Yeah, nothing on this. Mark Selby guaranteed to finish in second place. Woollaston, overjoyed no doubt to be number one on the day. And when you think back on it, Peter, it was all about the one frame that Mark Selby lost earlier against James Cahill. He needed snookers, he got them skillfully, and then he had a chance, didn't he, to steal it and missed a red to the middle. Small things like that can make a massive difference in these groups.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that, yeah. And that has basically cost him.
5.
He's really good pals, Mark Selby,
6.
with Barry Hawkins, and they're both in the same boat. They've both played really well. They've both built plenty of breaks, look good, but come off second best. Hawkins yesterday, Selby today.
$11, 12. Thank you. 13.
So Ben Woollaston goes into his second phase group, along with Jamie Jones. Also, the winner of Group 11 will be there. That's Cao Yupeng, Peter Devlin, Stuart Bingham, and a certain Peter Lines.
20.
So you're on a spying mission, Peter.
Yeah, just checking out my opponents.
And also the
21.
winner of Group 19, which is Jordan Brown, Ross Muir, Mark Davis, and Jimmy White.
$28. 29.
Ben looking for a quick kill now in this frame, knowing his work is done. Q-arm nice and relaxed.
36. $37.
Some nice stuff though, Ben, as well.
40.
You've got to say.
Hasn't he just? I think it could be a springboard, this, for a pretty good early
41.
season, because from what I've seen of Ben Woollaston, when he gets some confidence, it carries forward for a while.
$44.
Okay, only short matches. But the big thing for him, he's tested himself under pressure. And he's got an A+.
Yeah, he's quite a family man, is
45.
Ben, so probably enjoys being at home in Leicester. He'll pop home in between matches.
Yeah, so he's done the job. Now he'll be hoping against hope that his
50.
sporting hero, Novak Djokovic, can do the same thing at Wimbledon tomorrow.
51.
Yeah, massive tennis fan, Ben.
57.
Not alone in that, in the snooker
58.
world. I remember Malta's Tony Drago loved his tennis, and you know, Clive Everton, the famous commentator, well, Clive was a very good player in his youth. He played in Wimbledon qualifying, and he covered Wimbledon for many years as a journalist.
65. 66. $72.
So did my father-in-law played there as a junior at
73.
Wimbledon. And I had the fortune to play him at badminton. And I was thinking, well, I'll beat him. I'm 20 years younger than him. This was a few years ago. He ran me all over the court. Left me in
79.
tatters. And I thought I was a half-decent player as well.
80.
Meanwhile, Ben's looking to rattle in a century. Try and close in on that 150.
86. 87.
By anyone's standards, and I mean anyone's, this has been a terrific performance.
Yeah,
94.
he's looked very good today, as good as anybody that's qualified so far. I've watched quite a few of the matches. You've obviously watched them all, Phil, but he's probably looked as
95.
good as anyone, I should imagine.
Yeah, would agree with that. I thought Zhao Zintong winning his group. We've had other good displays as well.
100.
But what a way to cap
104.
things off. A 3-figure contribution.
I did say this would be a quick frame.
105.
Well, it's 20 minutes to go, time-wise. But Big Ben is about to strike 9. 9 points out of 9.
114. 120.
Absolutely superb.
127. Frame a match.
Wasn't it just? Ben Woollaston was terrific.
Woollaston.
He cleared up with 69 to win the first frame from 61-0 down. He repeated that in the third frame. Mark Selby led by 50. Woollaston cleared up with 78. And then the pièce de résistance, that big clearance in the fourth frame to win 3-1. So he beats Zhang Jiankang 3-0. He beats James Cahill 3-1. And then the best result of the lot, he overcomes Mark Selby 3-1. So that table is incorrect. We were expecting Selby to win, or at least our graphics man was, but it didn't work out that way. It is Ben Woollaston who goes through. There it is, all correct. 9 points out of 9. He must be over the moon with that. Selby, I thought he played very